Barbara, how do you want to handle it? Do you want to just kind of keep going and take questions right now?
Yes.
Okay, very good, yes.
What are your vitamins and what level of stability are your vitamins? How long will they last in the tub?
Okay, the question on the vitamins, we've got in the brochures, we've got the listings of the vitamin A, D, and E. And stability-wise, the product will be, vitamin A is the most vulnerable one to decline. And for 1 full year, we feel that we can meet tag on the product. After a year, we know it's declining, but the whole rest of the product is really it's stable. I mean, there's product that you could feed 10 years later, the vitamin A will be gone, and some of the others will have depleted, but the mineral and the other content of the product actually is still very good over that length of time. Yeah.
Hey, we're talking about limiting the intake.
Yes.
You limit the intake by how dense you press the block, or is it obviously not a salt limitation? I mean, how do you limit the cattle from eating 10 or 12 pounds?
Right. The intake limitation is a combination of things. The two most important are hardness and bitterness. And magnesium is pretty bitter, and so the magnesium levels will be a little higher on some of the other blocks. We use ammonium sulfate for a sulfur addition. That makes it bitter. We like ammonium sulfate in that sense because we're getting a little bit of a protein boost out of the nitrogen, but it's a tighter bond. It's not urea. We don't have any urea in our products. It's safe for running horses. I mean, there's people that use all of our blocks on horses. They aren't going to get some of that non-protein nitrogen value like a ruminant will, but they don't have a problem like they would with urea. So it's kind of a fine-tuned type area, but the focus that we put on horses, we want to be sure you can run horses and cattle together anytime. And back to your point on how do we control intake, that's the key, is the hardness and the bitterness. Yeah.
How does this compare with the block, the loose, and how does that compare with the liquid?
Okay, the question was, how does this compare with other blocks, the small block type thing?
The blocks that you're, the sweet pearl blocks,
Okay.
versus the loose that you have back here, versus the liquid.
Okay.
Yeah, liquid.
Okay. Yeah, comparing our product line with liquid product in particular, and within our product line, how does the loose material compare with the liquid tub? Compared to the loose material versus our lick tubs, and is that to make it dense and hard, we have to change some of the things in the product. We try to make it as close to the loose material as we can, but we have to add more distiller solubles. We typically add a little different mineral blend. It allows us to make it denser and congeal more firmly. So that's how the big difference is between our loose product and the lick tubs. Between our product line in general and lick wheel type products, here again the big difference is the difference between molasses-oriented supplements on the lick wheels and our non-molasses approach. And so we're not using any molasses in our product line at all. And we've got the lick wheel, it has some limitations because refilling them, is a little tougher to get to. Whereas, like I know at the Diamond A Ranch, they're going 80 miles from one end of the ranch to the other, and the ability to get this product spread out is a real big plus. And I know Gary was explaining they just put it on the flatbeds, and maybe you want to talk about it a little bit. If you do, I'm sure welcome it. I know your food will get cold, but it's such an important point.
Really, this tub is the only way that we've been able to get supplement out to the cows at a low cost, because we can put out a whole week's worth and not have to come back and put it out, or we could even put out 2 or 3 weeks, because this tub will not deteriorate and the cows don't overeat. They only eat their pound a day, and they're very satisfied. And what we noticed is whenever we were using other products, the cow that would stay on the feed ground and consume the most, she's the cow that you want to feed the less, because she's the one that's so lazy that won't get out. And your other cows that are out making a living, by that time they come to the feed ground, all the blocks and supplement are gone because they've been eaten up by the boss cows. And this is just an easy way to keep a continual flow of supplement to your cows. And like I say, we can, it works out for us because we use a truckload a week. We put it all out that first day it comes in. We don't have to worry about putting out any more during the week, whereas before we had to put it out every day or every other day or every third day. Sometimes we got to the point that what's the point in putting out supplement every day because it's going to be gone. It's just consumed. And so that turned into be our method of control, was how many days in between putting it out. And by doing it that way, a lot of cows did not get any supplement. So this really works well for us.
Gary, have you come up with any rule of thumb, one block or one tub for 20 cows? Or?
The rule of thumb on the tub is about 30, 35 cows per tub, but we don't pay any attention to that because it doesn't matter how many tubs you put out there. They're only going to eat so much, and you're not wasting anything. There's no waste that comes along.
So overeating hasn't been a problem?
No, not at all.
When you put out a week's worth of foods, you haven't noticed any difference, Gary?
No. It just, your consumption stays very consistent. Your cows are content. They're not fighting over the tubs. Whereas used to, we put the blocks out. Well, it was the toughest cow got her share, and it was a real battle. They're just, the cows are content. The herd health, you know, it seems like every herd has a problem or two that you contend with. We didn't have anything that was major, but for the last few years, our lump jaw and woody tongue, especially woody tongue, was creating some problems for us. We treat several during the winter, and since we've been feeding this product, I think we treated one cow for woody tongue. So it's not to say that it's a medication, that everything else seems to function properly, their digestion. It's a terrible subject at lunch, but if you watch their manure, it stays very good. It's consistent.
Gary, have you stopped all the trick and PI or?
No, that part we haven't been able to solve.
And they still need bowls, even though they're fertility.
But the cattle come in season.
Yeah.
Are these tubs biodegradable, or they disappear after the cows get made from?
The sides are biodegradable, the base is plastic, and it is not. We are looking at, and we've done work with biopolymers for the base, and we've used both a wheat-based and a corn-based biopolymer, and we designed actually our molds for it to accommodate biopolymers, but right now they're still not quite there compared to the polyethylene.